Hello, welcome to the World Teacher Unfiltered. My name is Ariking Omini. Today we're going to be talking about an important topic from which this program derives its title. Who is the World Teacher? The World Teacher is the ruler of the Golden Age, also known as El-Satan, the dark god with 1,000 names, or the sun god Atum in the Egyptian mythology. And the capital city of his reign is always centered around the city of the sun, or Heliopolis, from which he projects his power across the earth. His ascension on earth to live with human beings brings light and knowledge to the human mind and darkened world by the ascendant raising of the human consciousness and energy to vibrate in a unified higher plane of oneness that ultimately brings human nature and the universe together as one into a point of singularity without regard to culture, race, language, religion, creed, biological and physiological differences. The World Teacher is the soul's spiritual head and the universal law of one that pervades all things and seen through the unified eyes of all things. He can take on any form of life such as human, even as the body of stars in space, or the quantum world to teach and guide man and the brotherhood of creation into the knowledge of truth, which is love other than reason. He is also referred to as the Messiah in Judaism, the Christ in Christianity, Lord MAITREYA in Buddhism, and Imam Mahdi in Islam. In theosophy, in accord with the function of overseeing the evolution of man, he holds the office of the Great World Teacher. He is an advanced entity and highest ranking member of the spiritual hierarchy called the Masters of Ancient Wisdom. The purpose of this high office is to facilitate the transfer of knowledge about the true constitution of man and the workings of existence of mankind to man. You see, humanity is assisted from the invisible subconscious realm on its presumed cyclical but ever-progressive evolutionary path. Repeatedly, the way the knowledge transfer is accomplished is by the Christ incarnating in human form. The manifested entity then assumes the role of the World Teacher of mankind. And according to most beliefs, he already entered the earth as human in a secret way. That's why there is the explosion of knowledge and scientific inventions in the 20th and 21st century. Many credible accounts put it that he was born in 1918, just about the time of the end of the First World War. And that he appeared with his new kingdom and family of 9 on earth, representing the 9 gods of the council of our solar system, including the sun, secretly waiting for the time of full disclosure to reveal himself. He's held in high regard and embedded by a variety of New Age beliefs. There he's described as the teacher of religion and morality and hidden mysteries, as well as the teacher of science, technology, and medicine. In theosophical literature, he heads the hierarchy of master members called the Masters of Wisdom. Being indwelt with the spirit of the Great World Teacher, they become guides and teachers of human evolution driving development on earth. And Albert Einstein was one of those, also called the torchbearers of truth. It's believed the Christ has manifested before, the Christ principle in various human vehicles. The manifested Christ then assumes the role of the World Teacher, dispensing the knowledge of life to kickstart that civilization. He was known as Anuka, ruler of the Coast Empire of Gold, about 35,000 years ago to 17,000 years ago in West Africa. He was Horus Senior about 12,000 years ago after the Ice Age, who initiated the Nile Valley civilization. He was Oba, ruler of the Empire of Atlantis in the South Atlantic coast of West Africa. As Osiris, he helped to establish the new kingdom of Giza in Egypt about 5,000 years ago. He was the Christ during the last 3 years of his ministry on earth in Israel, Palestinian, founding Christianity. He was the being in light, Gabriel, that appeared to Muhammad in a cave called Hira and inspired the establishment of Islam 1,500 years ago. In the Theosophical Society, according to the accounts of Madame Blavatsky, her encounter with Mahatma Lord Kutumi in Tibet as a vehicle of the world teacher who taught her ancient truths led to the founding of the Theosophical Society in the 1880s. Another proponent was Alice Bailey, who referred to the world teacher as the cosmic Christ. She established the Lucis Trust and facilitated the establishing of the United Nations organizations, where the world teacher, as the chief peacemaker, is the head and guide of the organization. She said the world teacher was already on earth, but will be revealed as second coming of Christ sometime after the year 2025. Benjamin Creme, a follower of Alice Bailey and founder of Share International, was the later promoter of the MAITREYA, the world teacher, after he had a telepathic contact with him in 1959. He announced that the world teacher materialized in a physical human body was already somewhere on earth, though he quoted London as the place where he is stationed since 1977. He said the second coming prophesied by many religions will come in the form of the world teacher. He said the world teacher is the teacher of all religions, such as the Christ, the Islamic Mahdi, Hindu Krishna, Buddha, Messiah, and the avatar of the Aquarian age. The mystery scholars who studied the legend of the world teacher believed everything told Benjamin Creme was true, but he needed an understanding to figure them out. For example, when he said, the world teacher lives in London, yes, because as God, he can be everywhere at the same time and use a physical body as a vehicle to facilitate any given event. He may also be referring to himself as Benjamin Creme, as his witness and one of the guides of truth living in London. In a picture photograph of Madame Blavatsky, she was seen flanked by 3 men she referred to as the masters of wisdom, namely Kutumi, El-Moria, and Saint-Germain. The 3 were one, what was a display of the unity of the Trinity. Among the forms the world teacher took during the Renaissance period was the fascinating being of Saint-Germain. As the world teacher in Europe, he was said to have lived for over 500 years. As he oversaw the Renaissance of Europe, he has appeared many times throughout history up until 1970s, but always not older than 45 years. He spoke many languages perfectly, including French, English, German, and Polish, and went by many names. He was accomplished in the art of alchemy, the mystical science that strives to control the elements, and may have taught and inspired many into the science of alchemy in the Renaissance Europe. He predicted the French Revolution, as he was also known as the advisor to the European royal courts from France to Germany. He could sing, compose, and play violin perfectly. Casanova once stated, this mystery man told him that he knew the secret of the universal medicine and possessed mastery over nature. In 1762, he traveled to Russia, and as general of the imperial army, he was instrumental in the victory against Turkey that placed Catherine the Great on the throne. It said he was the founder of Freemasonry and taught them many mysterious things about the future and the return of Christ to rule the earth. In the 20th century, he was said to have appeared as Commander Valiant Thor from planet Venus, with an IQ of 1,200 and spoke over 100 languages. Still the same attributes. He lives as a stranger in the Pentagon for 3 years between 1957 and 1960. and met with President Eisenhower. He promised to prefer a cure to all diseases and reveal the secret of immortality. This shows that Saint Germain and Valiant Thor are one and the same person. He also warned against the use of nuclear weapons by the United States. Earlier in the century, in July 4th, 1930, he appeared as an activist teacher among the black community in Detroit as Wali Fard Muhammad. He spent the next 3 years setting up the Nation of Islam, although he started out using the Bible, but later changed to Quran. It said he went from house to house to teach the women to clean their homes while selling white linen. He told them being black is okay due to the discrimination they faced in the United States. He promised to fight to free the African Americans from slavery, even if it means eating rattlesnakes. He told them they were of royal origin, stolen by slave traders from the holy city of Mecca. The Mecca he meant was West Africa, precisely Nigeria. This is explained in my previous edition. When asked, "Who are you?" he replied, "I am Mahdi, the expected one." He told them that he was already on earth in another form. He prophesied the fall of America and the coming of the new Islam, the kingdom of God. He said he will return the African Americans back to their homeland, the Mecca. But first, they must know their origin and repent. He disappeared after 3.5 years to show that he and Valiant Thor are one and the same because of the number 3 that keeps appearing. His teachings to them led to the rise of the Black Panther movement, civil rights rallies, Malcolm X, and the Martin Luther King Jr. in the 1960s. This also shows that being the Mahdi, he is the same being that communicated with Benjamin Kramer. It's fair to say that the world teacher is the founder of all religions that ever existed on earth. In 1988, he appeared in Kenya before a vast crowd gathered to witness healing prayers. Instantly recognizing the tall white-robed figure as Jesus Christ, the crowds fell down, bowing their heads, overcome with emotion. Before he left, he said something. "We are nearing a time of the reign of heaven. But before that, I shall come back with a bucket full of blessings for all of you." The bucket full of blessings means the knowledge of the new kingdom, the new age of Christ. And the world teacher, as the world teacher, he literally taught humans everything from the study of alphabets, numbers, to mathematics, astronomy, and technology. It's not a secret that the American space program was physically assisted by this man before it worked and rockets were able to fly to the stars. Anywhere there is a great idea, look very closely. He is there. Like Tesla, inventor of alternating electricity, was guided by the world teacher. Though the documents he wrote these things on were seized by the government officials, some people have testified that this man was their neighbor and taught them hidden wisdom. So next time, look carefully. Your neighbor might turn out to be the great world teacher. The United Nations mark every 5th October as the World Teachers' Day to honor all teachers who have contributed to the education and growth of the human mind. Reports from eyewitness accounts states that the world teacher, the great world teacher, has appeared to many world rulers and leaders of the past and present, including the Queen of England and Gorbachev, even George Bush, Clinton, and Pence, the 45th Vice President of America. No one knows him. No one knows him better than the Queen of England, and are clinging to power up until this day, may not be unconnected with the world teacher. After all, it said that she is one of the 3 kings from the ancient past. In 1986, He appeared to BBC London over a period of time, revealing to them what's to come and his presence on earth. He may have appeared to New York Times and CNN as well. He even instructed the last apartheid president of South Africa to hand over power to the suppressed blacks, and he did. In my knowledge, this man, the Great World Teacher, is veiled somewhere between Nigeria and Cameroon. He said there will be the center of the world soon. Thank you for dropping by. I invite you all to become a part of our global community, the community of the Great World Teacher. If you appreciate this content, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.